is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I represent Bahamian people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Dayton, bro. Where I from Dayton, bro. Right between West and Augusta, where them two roads meet, they call it Wilkinson Street. Manners and respect was like a sign blank check. It seems the ones that come in after quick to disrespect. You see, this life in the ghetto never easy. So many hungry days break till it breathe me. Way I doing the best I can, trying to turn my dollar to 100 grand. I represent the ghetto people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Dayton, bro. Where I from Dayton, bro. Don't take no back talk, no bribe or no joke. If you find fire, you definitely find smoke. Dayton, bro. Where I from Dayton, bro. Dayton, I say up and running. Caliban say my boy don't ever give in. 7 years of farming, watch the crops them coming.
Good night, Bahamas, and welcome to another edition of Inside the Inner City that premieres on Guardian Radio every Friday at 6:30 to 8 p.m. Our telephone numbers tonight are 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. You can text us at 422-GR96. It's powered by BTC. And I'm your host, Valentino Brown, a.k.a. Scrooge or Scroogey. It's always a pleasure to come on Friday and talk to the nation and talk to the international listeners who listen to the show. And like I said, we have this show to talk about the stories that happens in the country. We talk about solutions that we need for the stories in order to understand our problems in the country. And the one thing we do on the show, we talk about real life. You know, we talk about real life that is affecting us in the country in order for us to really, truly understand what's going on in our society. And what we like to do is always look for individuals in the country, you know, whether it's from the very top to the very bottom. Those who we say to the bottom are not automatically to the bottom. They're actually to the top, you know, because they have a lot to contribute to the country, you know. And we have a very special guest in studio tonight. But before I introduce him, and this is going to be a very powerful and educational show for the entire Bahamas, because anytime I bring somebody in the show, they're special. Listen, by just coming, sometimes talking on radio, because in this country, the Bahamas, we are always victimized in this country, you know, whether it's politics, whether it's our neighbors, whether if we just do a little crime now or do something, you know, whatever the situation is, you know, we sometimes are an unforgiving nation, which we are not supposed to be. Unforgiving nation. We're supposed to be a Christian nation with Christian values, where if we make mistakes, you know, we deserve a second chance. But is the second chance actually being given to those individuals who have not been given that second chance because of the politics of the country, and that we turn a blind eye to those individuals in this country? And because of that, maybe it's causing the country to further decay every year, because we are not fixing the problem. So before I introduce my guest tonight, we're going to have a very good conversation on the show. I just want to run by something real quick, that what seems to be the most important thing that goes on in our country. But we don't like to really put the resources where the resources need to go in order to solve our problem, you know. But it's still a step in the right direction as a country when we have a government that is investing in the Grand Bahai Wilshire to invest in the 827 million in Grand Lukaya. But, it's a great investment. I see the government is celebrating it. It's great for Freeport Grand Bahama for them to really start a new chapter and redevelopment of Freeport, because Freeport has just been, it was the second most richest country in the Bahamas. But, because of financial and decay of Freeport, Abaco to take over. But now, with the disaster that happened in Abaco with the hurricane a few years ago, we're back to square one. So Freeport is trying to regain themselves, and the people in Freeport really needs the investment. It's a step in the right direction for the government to get this major investment done. The Prime Minister talked about how many jobs is going to be created. So that's a plus once you're putting funds into the economy. So we have to give a thumbs up to that. But like I said, it's a step in the right direction. But what if we start to invest more in where we need to invest? And I'm going to talk a little bit more about it after I interview my friend who is in studio tonight. But this is going to be very educational I want you to have your sons, I want you to have your daughters, I want to have people who, you might be sitting somewhere. Let them come listen tonight and see what's really going on when it comes to some things we don't see behind closed doors, okay? But we want to show the positive side also on about that next side. One last thing I'd like to say. I don't know, I respect any individual in the country who has aspiration, to be the best they can, but sometimes I think people is kind of lost in their own image or lovers of themselves. There was this interview that I was watching on ZNS News, and I cannot blame an individual for saying what he said based on the fact that he feel that he has that desire to be something great. That is no doubt, but sometimes when you listen to people and they're looking for leader to lead, but I don't think they see the problems that the country is facing. I don't think they understand what the country is facing. I don't think they see these things what we're going to talk about today and what we've been talking about on the show for many, many, many years. But they want to lead the country and has done nothing for the country besides the government revenue, the taxpayers that is collected from all of us, is feeding them. And they're living good off that. And they kind of get delusional because this guy, I don't know, Mr. Petty, I think he's a member of parliament. Somewhere in one of the constituencies of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, because I don't know where this guy came from. I don't know where this guy, I've been watching, but I never heard about this guy in my life. Never heard about him. Then the funny part about this, going into the general election, then you listen to the newspaper and he is saying that,
boastfully.
In the next, he's sitting out, he is not going to try to run again, but he's going to sit back, and in the next 5 years, he's coming back to be the next prime minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, but don't say God spare life. So I don't know if these guys are delusional. I think that the taxpayers' money, they've been fattening them up for so much and so many years that one or two people talk to them and hallucinating, and then they're disrespecting the leaders of the party, Honorable Brave Davis and Chester Cooper and many others who have contributed greatly to the success of the party and the nation. I'm not trying to boast about politics. I'm just saying that the audacity of some individual who has done nothing, that has impacted the lives of Bahamian people. Mm-hmm. I'm not being disrespectful to him, but there's comments, See, those things, keep to yourself.
Of course.
Make yourself, my brother. Mm-hmm. Go out and make yourself in your constituency and help people every year, invest, help people with their small business, help people with their houses. Mm-hmm. Let the people speak for you, That right there is the most arrogant thing that we've been hearing in politics, right? Over the years with different individuals. And look what has come to them. Huh? You know, so audacity, you know, no disrespect, but that's like what, because we elect you and send you in parliament, you might be a multi-millionaire, you know. You done looking down thinking we're fools, you know, we're slaves, you know, you want to be that means you want to lead, but you don't know how to lead in your respective constituency. You know, how many lives you have impacted in your community, how many millionaires have you made in your community, how many houses have you fixed, you know, how many, you know, kids have you given scholarship to, you know, how many improvements have you made in your community, you know, let these things speak for yourself, you know, that's crazy, but anyway. I get my special guest out of Mike. I get my special guest in studios today. And one thing, but inside in the city, we go and we find persons out there who has a lot to offer to the country. I have a good friend of mine, Chris. I don't know his last name, but I've known him. Big Butler. I've known him from I was a little boy, and he was senior man over me on the streets. I've known him for many, many years, you know. When I entered into gang life and when I ended up in selling the drugs life. But Chris was also there doing his own particular thing. That's how it was on the streets, right? He spent 12 years in prison. Now he didn't ask me. I was already going to ask him, but I was passing a few times and he keep on talking to me. But he don't know I was already going to interview him because it's very special for me to go there and look for persons. So Guardian Radio wanted me to do that. But the reason why I also brought you here, I brought you here because you're going to represent those up there in prison.
Respect.
And then you're going to also tell the people in the nation some of the things that goes on in the prison and what goes on personally in your life and what caused you to end up in the state that you to deal with that. You know, it knows to be in 12 years in prison and you ain't see nobody.
Nobody.
Huh? 12 years this gentleman was in prison and he ain't see nobody.
No one.
Nobody. Come out. You know, I don't know how he's surviving.
God is good.
But I'm going to get into that as we get into the show. Chris, come close to the mic.
Yeah, blessed love.
Blessed
Blessed love. Yeah, blessed love.
So when you talk, just put it to you. So.
Yeah,
What is your full name? You can let your
Blessed Love Bahamas. You know, my name is Christopher Butler. Well, they don't know they call me Yamo. You know what I mean? And that's the street name. We have 1,000 names. Talent, Yamo, for true, everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah. But apparently, I grew up in the East Street area, because I'll say like the Fort Wayne Castle constituency. I grew up with my Grammy down by Planter Street, Miss Johnson, she passed, and then I came down to English McConnell, and then McCullough Corner, that's where...
Your Stomping Ground.
The Stomping Ground, that's
Okay.
where all the agony start.
Yes.
You see?
So that's where you were. Tell us about how your family life was.
Okay, what happened is...
Talk a little closer to the mic.
What happened is, I grew up, I came up with a mother. She came from Auckland years ago, you know, and I grew up with a mother with 9 kids.
9.
You know, 9 kids. The lady had 9 kids. You know, back in the day, mothers from the island in my time, you know, most of the ladies was like uneducated. You know, they stay home and they, you know, while the men go, you know, they made it work, the ladies stay home. You understand what I'm saying? So I was one, came up under... My mother really didn't have much education, and I understood that because at the end of the day, you know, if you have 1 or 2 children for one person, and then you make a mistake and have another person, she ended up with 9.
Wow.
And apparently what happened, as she had them, she gave them away.
Wow, she gave you all away.
Give all away. Right now, one time I met one of my sisters for the first time in 40 years. My stepsister, my outside sister, which is Pandora, she introduced me to my sister, Michelle.
Wow.
And I never said, and for me to sit down, you know, and not having anything against her, because I understand as I grew up, I understand that, you know, peer pressure is a serious thing.
Yeah.
You understand? When a lady having kids and just giving away, just something ain't right, you know. But what really spooked me in that, she gave everybody away besides me. I had to run away from her.
You was the oldest?
I was the second oldest.
The second oldest.
Yeah, I have a sister named Roselda, which I never lived with her in my life.
Right.
Because that's the first one she gave away.
And she wouldn't give you away.
Oh, no, I had to run from her, man. That woman, I had to run from her.
Love that man,
My
Chris.
great girlfriend from she saw something in the priest, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she saw something in the priest, you know. You know, so what happened, you know? And what happened in my life from that end, well, my Grammy used to keep me, and my lady used to come for me. She keep me this way, and she come get me down by my color corner. And slackness killed me. Because my Grammy to Plantor Street, she don't ever used to let you come out the yard.
Yes. Yeah.
Or you be in them big yard, them Grammy, you won't go nowhere.
That's correct.
But when she pull a 48 on me, she said, look here, come down every weekend she come and she used to let me play in the road. That even didn't notice the setup.
Yeah.
You know, so that's when after a while, then the beating start.
The abuse
The
come in.
abuse start.
The abuse come in.
And I had to run away from her. And when I run away,
Constantly?
she come and look. Yeah,
Constantly?
man. I got the scars associated on this. My mother did them. You know what I mean? And like I say, didn't hate her, but I understand what she was going through. Peer pressure. Some people don't understand peer pressure.
When you say pro, give us an example.
Okay, listen to this. You ain't working, and you have a child. How you gonna support that child? Huh? I born in 66, 1966. I had a sister before me.
Right.
You understand? No job. You working. Only my dad used to work. You understand? I don't know what took place on their end, but what happened is I find myself on her end. I find myself on her end. And the abuse was so serious, I ended up before the court with her. And my old man, and man, listen, the judge was like, yeah, this judge named Sylvia Barnaby. Back in the day.
You still remember that?
She was, because it was a serious wife. She called me up with the hot water, you know. So the police, it was
Your
a
mom?
policeman. Yeah, man.
Your mom's
She
called
was
you
a
with hot
dangerous
water?
woman, man. Eh? And like I said, I didn't hate her because I understood her.
Pure
Right?
pressure caused her to do that.
Let me show you why. Watch this now.
Go ahead.
So, I'd gone before Sylvia Barnaby. She was the juvenile panel judge back in the day, right up to Bine Clean, you know. Nice lady. And they asked me, she said, look here, you want to live with your mother or you want to live with your father? I look at my daddy and I look at my mother, she started crying. And when I see the tears on her, I say, I want to go with my mother. And that's the biggest mistake I ever make in my life. That's when my life
So
turned.
you always say the boy child, always attached to the mother.
That's the biggest mistake
She put
that 48 on me.
Go ahead.
You know?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And what happened is, as time passed, let me show you something that was so profound. Time passed, and I started to run away from home. So one day I ran away from home and I went on Long Wharf Beach in the West Espionage area. And I see this little guy playing in the sand, So I went up on the little guy and I looked at him. I thought he was my brother because my old lady.
Beautiful.
So I go on there. I said, boy, Sean, why you don't go to school? But Sean, the boy look up at me and say, hey, Sean, boy, I don't know you. I say, boy, Sean, don't play with me, He said, boy, I don't know. And then it knocked me. I said, oh, this is another twin. And I sweet talk him. I said, boy, I see your brother. I say, you's a twin. You have a twin. I said, let me come court me. So he look at his little friend with his bill in the car.
And this is your younger brother. Yeah. And he's a twin.
Sean was through Corner.
Right.
So the lady adopt him.
So
Sean.
they don't know one another?
No, he lived through Padolio Street. He grew up with a lady named Miss Moss.
And they twins?
And they never know one another. And I run away from home. What's this? So I on the beach. When I say, I sweet talk him, I say, man, come on, man. I say, boy, come on. And he listened to me. And I came to McCullough Corner. And for me, see that boy, he never leave. That killed that woman in Angleton. And the lady would adopt Sean, adopt him, and school him.
Wow. Crazy.
I find my brother on the beach.
And that was by God's grace.
And that's the only time my mother ain't beat me when I come home.
Wow.
I find the twin.
You see, I tell the general public about the stories and why we're in the situation today. And people who turn out bad sometimes is because of circumstances and abuse that we're seeing now in our country. The child abuse cases we're seeing now, that the statistics that the Crisis Center put out and Dr. David Allen talk about. And then we get to find out that those abusive cases are the same one today who are doing violent crimes in the day.
And let me tell you,
in the country today.
What's so sad?
Right.
And Lord, forgive me for saying this on national radio, but the
This is what
the truth is the truth.
About. We talk about real life.
Okay, but I tell you the truth, Scrooge, right? That had me bitter with women, You hear what I say? That beating and that had me bitter, bro. You understand what I said? And that pushed me in the streets. And then what happened is, we used to live so close to downtown.
You was a terrorist now, bro.
Come on, we used to
You
live
was a terrorist.
so close to downtown. We started to go downtown and to die for the tourists and sing songs
I used to come out. I used to come out. I used to be right down to that small boy. I used to come out with you all. That's what you saying, your man. That's why I say that.
And
Dive off the cruise ship.
Right, all the embassies, you know what I mean?
Tell them we used to dive off the bow.
Yes.
We used to die, people used to dive off the bow when those cruise ships you all see parking the harbor.
Yes, of course. And the diving boys used to stimulate the tourists. Because they used to come to here to see the diving boys.
Right, we used to make so much money, people. I
We used
telling
to sing
you,
for the tourists.
Hey, buddy, toss a quarter, whatever, sing a song for a quarter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what
Well, let me
happened
dive
is,
and get it.
and then what happened is after that, the police started to call it big and
Big
arms,
and, yes.
and they
Started
to
runners.
running over the hill. So when you go over the hill, you know you can beat a bunch of crooks.
We had something positive going on over the hill. Remember this? Listen, that's just it. I just want to. I'm glad you're here to talk. Listen, general public, we had a good income as young guys. Go on the hill doing legit business just by entertaining the tourists, by singing a song for quarters, or
Yes.
diving off the ship. Sometimes $50 or $100
Yes.
if you go way up on the top.
That's right.
And you able to grab the money there.
The
or
diving boys.
Right? So we had a great way of buying our tennis, our pants and shirt when we needed to go to school and stuff like that. Because we were hustling, but we were doing a legit hustling. Then they ban us.
And you know
Go
what?
ahead.
You know what is
They
so
ban us, people.
You know what is so serious in that? And when I end up out there, you had a child from every constituency downtown.
Everyone.
That's how we get to know
Everybody.
in
Everybody.
every
Everyone was
area
hustling. That's
as
right.
our friend.
You got Jeremy and Jermaine.
You know, y'all are Jermaine and
Yeah,
Jeremy,
yeah,
them.
yes.
And then I even eat all the garbage down at McDonald's. We
Yeah.
couldn't wait for them to
Yeah,
take the
you garbage,
garbage
go in the
out.
garbage and eat the whole of burgers.
We eat the sandwich.
Because people that around there usually eat
Eat the
pizza or sometimes they
sandwich.
usually eat none at all.
You understand?
You eat my pizza, our Swanks pizza when the voice
You
come out.
understand? You understand? So what happened is when the people let us start to run us from out there, we had to come back over the hill.
Right.
And that's where we start
Everything-
petty thieving.
That's what everyone
Thieving of the
start.
Chinese. Do this and then you meet somebody, want to push you through somebody's window. You understand? And then somewhere down there, somebody give you one gun.
Yes.
You understand what I said?
That is guaranteed.
So in 1980, I should just say in 1981, 82, somewhere around there, I ended up in the Boys Industrial School. And guess what happened?
How old you was at that time?
Right, but in the Boys Industrial School, I was around maybe 12, 13, little boy. You know, they'll take
On the same age today, what's going on in the Bahamas?
Simple. None has changed.
Listen, people, go ahead. Sorry.
So what is right? But let me tell you something. In the boys' school at my time, you had some men in there.
Men.
When I say men, the officers was men. They had a rehabilitative mindset. Mr. Higgs, Mr. Beckles, you had Mr. Ferguson, Mr. Greenslade. They were men.
They had to make impact in your life because you could call that name up to this day.
They were men. Okay. They had a rehabilitative mind. You go to bed early, you say your prayers on the line. They taught you how to be a man.
Wow.
That's where Quincy Pratt come from. Where you think he learned the box?
All right. Wow.
All us learned the fighting there. All the
right.
little part, all them rebels you
Yeah,
see.
little part.
Grew up right
Karate
there.
man.
You understand
Yes.
where I'm coming from?
Yes.
And Quincy Pratt learned to fight. I watch him because all of Boston Blackie was there training us
Wow.
all the time.
Wow,
You understand?
awesome.
We used to go there, beat Ray Minus them to pieces, man. So what happened is, as time changed, you come out and to see like while in the boys' school, you didn't have no support, no family support. You understand? And then some ignorant fellas say, you're so end up by jail because if you really know it,
It right in the same yard.
it's in the same yard.
The same
That's one
yard.
property, Sandlands,
And
jail,
jail,
and
and
then
all the
one
same
big.
yard.
All right, so now, my first scene one time is when me and a police officer had a problem, and I pull a knife on him downtown.
Okay. Downtown.
Downtown. We're trying to run me from hustling,
All right.
making piece of money, and it wasn't intentional, just reflex. Like he pushed me, and I just gone for what I had.
Yeah.
And it cost me. That's when I make prison. As a little boy.
And you were on the same age.
Little boy, what happened, they send you, I say, but around when you reach 15 or so, you're unruly, they send you across the road, right? But
Send
between
you to prison.
the prison,
Hold on now, listen. not to cut you off. See how valuable this young gentleman is in studios today. I've been telling you all this for years. So now you're that age. Now they're thinking about sending you to big jail. You hear what's going to happen now? Y'all listening? Follow the trend. And what has happened to this young gentleman in here who's speaking today happens to thousands and thousands of our young men in this country today.
Right now, okay? And what happened was when they sent you to prison, in them time, right? Between me, I will not lie. The officers in prison had a rehabilitative mindset because they were foreigners.
They were foreigners.
They had something to lose.
They were foreigners?
Chief Wilson,
Uh-huh.
Gantoon. These guys, they had them funny name back in the day. You understand? Kelly, for they were Barbadians, like plenty of them was from overseas.
They had the contract, they was on the contract.
Mr. Wilson and all those guys, okay? And you had a few strong behemoth men. You had, well, when I been there, I had one man named, they call him Bouncer Taylor. Mr. Taylor was there. The first thing he tell me when I go on, they used to see the superintendent. You don't see no chief officer, you see the superintendent. He say, young man, stand up, put your hand behind your back. I look at this man, I say, whoa, where is? He say, let me tell you something, young man. Don't beg, don't borrow, and don't lend. And them words stay in my head. I never asked him why.
Say it one more time, please.
Don't beg, don't borrow, and don't lend. Okay? And I stood with them principle in my mind forever, right? And you had educational men like Mr. Nen. Mr. Nen, and you had Mr. Johnson, Mr. T.J. Johnson, and a guy named D.S. Rule. Okay? Those guys was the guys would scare you to class and encourage you. Why don't join a class? You know, stay in a class. In prison now, it's a lockdown system where nobody is work. You don't work. There's nothing you could work in the prison and earn nothing.
Right now?
Right now. You understand what I
they
say?
say it on the news.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I am the news.
I could be the devil advocate.
I is the news.
I could be the devil advocate. You represent.
I is the news.
Okay.
I was there.
Okay.
Okay. Let me tell you something. The biggest mistake they ever made is when up in the prison is when they made a man named Mr. Murphy, the superintendent.
Mr. Charles Murphy.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. That's a dangerous man.
Wow.
The man logged under Mr. Clare. See, Mr. Clare had a
I see he's a
rehabilitative
decent man.
mindset.
Yes.
Mr. Clare.
Don Clare.
Don Clare.
Don Clare.
He have a mindset to try to rehabilitate, but he have some underminers.
Yeah, listen, you see, he is talking about the personality of the individual. He is showing you the personality. Now, this is a gentleman who came out of prison, and listen, listen how he's talking. He's showing you about the personality. He's showing you that Mr. Charles Murphy is a what?
Man is a Hitler man. Is it? You need to put him in charge of the thing over there.
That's all.
Yeah, because when you talking about punitive, you locking people down. These guys got to come back to the road, you know. These guys got to come back to the streets. You rehabilitate them. The Bible say, anytime you want a man to change, you got to start the renewing of his mind. Okay? Renew his mind. Strengthen his spirit. Because, okay, if a man is a rapist, the man do 1,000 years in jail. And nobody rehabilitating that man. You know why I thank God for when I was in that prison? Mr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson.
Dr. Johnson.
That man treat me like a gentleman.
Wow.
You understand? The man treat me like a gentleman.
And you're very respectful listening to you talk tonight on the radio. You know, you show respect the people who show you respect.
You hear what I say?
Yeah.
I said like a gentleman. But you have some children, some childish mindset officers and people. I will tell them this in their face, and they know Christopher Butler. They know how I go. I'll tell them straight up, you did wrong. Plenty of people, they could change. You could transform. You had a time doing that. The educational lady. Man, the lady make sure they used to have players up there.
Make you feel, they're getting you old and you're getting a feel of getting rehabilitated and getting
rehabilitate you.
And getting you back ready for society.
Man, used to
changing the mindset in the prison.
Ask anybody used to go up there, those guys, they talented. The choir was solid. You understand what I'm saying? You had people who could teach you how to do stuff and change your mindset rather than just lock you down.
Wow.
You hear what I say?
Yeah.
You know there's the let a nigga out for 15 minutes and lock him back up. And the man been locked up, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday you don't exercise. You come out from Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday. They shower you. They might shower you. All right?
1 second. To all the guys, I know a lot of you listen to the show. See how Chris is representing you guys up there. So take this opportunity, if you're listening, and you have your chance, change your life, you know. Chris is representing you guys, trying to see how you can make improvements in the prison, but at the same time, change your mindset and prepare yourself to come out. You understand?
You make it different.
And don't try to hurt people. You
No,
understand?
sir, man. No,
Don't
no,
try to
no.
hurt people. Try to change your lifestyle so you can live a better life. Chris is representing you guys. Mr. Butler is representing you guys to the fullest, you know, and he's being very truthful and very respectful to the individuals, whether in the prison or the Simpson pen. He talked about the respectable people who met him in his life. And this guy was a terrorist. Listen to me, people. I was on the road. I was a guy. Chris was a terrorist. And he always used to move by himself. That would make him so dangerous. See, a man by him. Listen, they all say a pack of hyenas, right? But a lone lion by himself is a very, very dangerous animal.
And I am a Leo.
I mean, okay.
I am a Leo.
So finish your
You know,
conversation for
so
me.
what happened is this, right? Right now, okay, you have guys. You have underminers in the prison. Like I said, Mr. Clare and Miss Murray or whatever.
They good.
Mean well.
They mean well.
They mean well because they come off the streets. You know, they was in that system. They were sent there. You understand? And what I like with Mr. Clare is like, you know, he didn't let no one change him.
You know that the power change.
If he tell you he can do something for you, he
can
can
do
do it for you. If he can tell you no, he can say no. And that's a man.
Yeah, he's a man of his
All
word.
right. And what bothered me the most is some guys that they done all Philip Clark, Butler Clark, them all, they can't kill nobody, no fly. Rudy Spy. Rudy Spy. Them niggas all let them go. Let them send them into the old folks' home. You understand? Do something. You know, there's to be in prison from 1994 to now.
You were part of the system. You ain't gonna change.
They don't want you change.
Yeah, ain't gonna
They're
change.
just making up a number. Let those guys go. While we understand that crime is a part of every government monopoly around the world. Crime creates jobs. Crime pays, but not us. Crime pay the magistrate, the judge, the police, the overseers. All right, early Monday morning, all rise. Somebody got to come before the court. That's where she get paid. You don't think the lawyers want somebody? They went to college and university for this. So you don't get caught up in that. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the
We have
day,
a nation to save.
thank you very
We have a
much.
nation of crime right now. This
You
is under
see
control.
it? You see it? So
That way
now,
of thinking, we have to get rid of that and start to focus on.
come on, you know, put some kind of rehabilitation. And you know what has bugged me? The church leaders, right, is send those little low budget church people
Hold on now.
to the prison, and they don't even want to let them in the gate. They won't let them in the gate. They tell them, look here, we ain't got no officers. We don't have no officers. That time they got all kind of officers there.
So the church, and I always preach this. I always tell you, say, if the church was able to go in the prison and really mean to go in the prison, they could
Big
hear this
transformation.
complaint. Big transformation.
Big
See,
transformation.
that's why I say we talk about the Christian nation, all these pastors, so they big time talking them out. See all that? You all see this a man who is more Christian than you guys, or more pastor than you guys, because he here speaking out about the things that is wrong, and he talking about solution. The church leaders in the country, I don't know what they're afraid of. Hey, they just, if they was to go to the prison on a regular basis, many of those guys up there
They'll
and
change.
take them under their wing,
They'll
we
change.
see a complete turnaround within a 20-year period.
Listen to me. When I was in prison back in the day, right, and a guy leaving the prison after he served any time, they used to have a stipend and say, boy, look here, you got any place to live? They send you someplace where you could get someplace and try to get you a job. And they had a gentleman by the name of, what the bishop name?
Neil Ellis?
No, Jesus. No, man.
Sorry.
No, Jesus,
Okay.
man. And when a man come around, he needs ZNS. We don't need that. You know,
Okay, all right.
it's a nice gentleman, but anyhow, him, what is his name?
Him is white. I know.
Right on top of the hill by the hospital. What is his name?
By the hospital?
Yeah, that hill right there. But got the Mr. Let me see what he name.
No, Mr. Thompson?
I got him in my wall. Let me see what he name. Man, listen. But anyhow, right? If you try your best to change somebody, they could change.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
a baser taught me how to write in jail. You know,
All eyes could get to that.
a baser.
But tell the general public what you told me. Could you read and write when you first went to prison?
No, sir.
You couldn't read and write?
No, sir. A guy by the name of Sean Sanders, an inmate, a juvenile, he was charged for a shooting, and I was in the western wing of the prison. All right? And when he see me, man, he said, man, Chris, man, let me come in here. Because, fellas, them come to prison, they be like a little scared. Although they don't mind them, they be a little scared and paranoid. They can't wait to see somebody they know. So he said, man, let me come in here. And I never regret that time I let that little boy come in there. He taught me how to read.
Wow.
And a guy by the name of Tractor
I know Tractor. Tractor read right.
taught me how to read.
Tractor. He right there listening now.
He taught me how to read.
He's taxi driver now.
Yes, he taught me how to read.
No, crooked, but he cool.
He cool still.
He crooked, but he
But he
cool.
cool still.
He
You
cool.
feel me?
He give you anything.
Real
but
talk.
he crooked.
But yeah. You see, you gotta respect the,
Yeah, he cool.
respect
He
the
cool,
jokes,
though.
you know?
He cool. He
Yeah,
cool. You
respect
can't
the
get mad at them. He ain't supposed you can't get mad at them.
No, sir, respect the jokes. So what I'm saying is this, Uchi, is plenty people got dealt a bad hand. You understand what I'm saying? And what bothered me so the other day, I put an appointment to see a guy. I was trying to get my little business license because everywhere I go, the record hold me down. My police record hold me down.
So you're reformed now. Now you want a chance to come back into society.
You
don't want to go back to
No.
Cannon Big 357 or
No,
the 44.
sir. No, sir.
You want to
Blend in.
that past life is gone.
Gone.
You can't take prison now.
Right now, somebody can never point their hand in my face and say I do them nothing, bro.
And you allergic to up there now.
For a little while, because if you wasn't allergic, you bad, you could still be waiting on you. Because the officer tell you, see you later, your son come back. But me, they tell me, Chris, don't come back. Or they wish me to don't come back.
Yeah.
You understand what they saying?
So now you want a new leaf in your life. Now you can't get a job, so now you want to get a business
You
license.
know what the gentleman tell me?
What did he tell
I
you?
have to wait for 10 years for my record to expunge.
Huh?
10 years. 10 years. You hear what I said just now?
So what you supposed to do in 10 years?
I asked him, I say, you could help me in any way? He said no. So when I went downtown, I saw Mr. Davis. I mean, Mr. Brave Davis, he's a nice man, decent man. I mean, the man was all the power. The man used to say, I said, Daddy, he said, yeah, put this in your pocket. You understand what I said? See, I like
Yes,
a
of
down,
course not. He's down there. He's
down to
down there.
earth gentleman.
You just get some guys like you said, like we're going on
Underminer.
at the prison.
Underminers.
Yeah, plenty of those guys. Like that
Underminers.
guy who came on TV. What do you name? Who talking about say he want to be the next prime minister?
No. See, a guy like him,
Uh-huh.
let me tell you something with people like them. They too full of themselves.
Yeah, that's
a
what-
bold statement like that. And don't even say God spare life.
Yeah.
I don't read him.
No, you got he already mine.
No, man, you can't do that.
And he ain't do nothing.
Nothing. I even don't know him. You understand?
That's why I'm surprised. I
never saw him.
I didn't even know he's a politician.
I never saw him.
Boy.
You know, and see, what the guy name inside on Blue Hill Road? Where's Sabrina Wick?
Sabrina. Mr. The MP, Mr. Watson.
Mr. Watson. I went to Mr. Watson and I give Mr. Watson my document. I have yet to get him, but Sabrina's doing a good job.
Yeah, she a
She
hands full.
trying.
Hands full, she trying.
Yeah, handful. I understand that hand is tired, and she
I-
doing a good job. Right there, because only her one is be
Yeah.
sitting there all day and have to deal with
Yeah.
disgruntled people.
And a lot of people have not similar problems going on.
You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's trying to help from time to time, but like I say, Scoot, it wasn't no easy ride for me as a man to change. Okay, you imagine me. I know I could do things illegal.
Yeah,
I could ship people illegal, and I refuse to do it.
Your mind can change.
You hear what I say?
Yeah, your mind
When
can
I was in
change,
prison, in the block, I said, but you can't give me nothing to do, nothing to nobody, children. I don't harm people unless you harm me. You understand where I'm coming from? That's my life.
So let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about some of the stuff that you witness in prison when it comes to those kind of stuff you talk about.
Well, it was okay. The prison under people like Gator. You have one man named Chief Gator. Was horrible. Under Gator watch, they beat more people and do people more bad things. That's bad.
How you mean beat people?
Man, Gator them don't play, man. They them beat you bad, man.
With your involvement, Chris,
I
man.
talk
That
with-
don't go on. That don't be the nose.
Who?
The nose report. Everything is good by the prison.
You
The
never,
missing-
no, you never die in prison. You die on arrival.
People, y'all want the inside stuff. Y'all want to know what's going on to your loved ones or family members and stuff like that, and why guys is coming so tough and dangerous and be whatever it is now. You listen and So they put the Billy on you.
Billy? They can lick you at anything in there, man. Anything they lick you with. Crazy on the road.
I see that.
That's beaten.
That's beating.
That's beaten. That beat them bad. You understand what I'm saying? It is unacceptable. You understand? Because at the end of the day, prison only is made for maybe 200 and some people. Now they got hundreds in there. Hundreds, man, sleeping in the bulkhead like sardine. Them bulkhead with it. Why you think? You know this bug me?
What is going on?
Some of the ministers, right? You in charge of the prison. And you can let the officers them walk you where they won't walk you. As the man in charge, you want to see everything.
Yeah.
To make sure your job area is clear. They carry them in that little faith-based dome. They got one faith-based dome, but they put a little bit of tile on the floor, one little flat screen, and you believe you're home. The devil is still a liar. You understand what I said? And they carry them right in there and turn them back. You get 7, 8 more domes you need to see. You understand? You need to fix this thing rather than fake this thing. It don't make no sense. There is no rehabilitative scene set up seriously in that prison because there's no space.
So what you're saying is that all of us are in danger right now of messing up ourselves. Because if you put the prison and you say do the time, spend the time, well, they're going to spend the time and they're going to get abused, refused, and then they're going to come back and do what they have to do because we are not fixing the situation.
And not only that, watch this, right? During the corona time, thank God,
Talking to Mike.
during the corona
Yes.
virus time, right? There was no social distance in prison. Guys were sharing masks. Guys they go to the tailor shop and make some little red masks. You understand? And guys had to wear them and wash them. It was like this in the cell where you could social distance. 6 feet in prison. 6 feet is the cell. 6 by 10. So we use social distance 4 or 5 man in one cell. Right now, they had groundwork up there for 1,000 years to build a new prison. Where it is. And you got all the mason up there. You got Prince up there. You got a whole lot built up there.
Inside the prison, that's how talented it is.
Man, you know Prince Edward?
Yeah,
Prince Edward is a builder.
And that's the one who built Paul Farquharson.
Come on.
That's the one who built Paul Farquharson Center.
Come on.
Yeah, I heard the name on the Zedness News about 15 years ago where they had some prisoners building the Paul Farquharson headquarters.
And then all they doing is building a little shanty place, one little place here. And the officers up in the prison so stupid. Watch this while. If you build a prison for the inmate, you build a better environment for yourself.
Yes, they're supposed to build a staging room with so they have adequate bathroom, they have other showers, rooms, and everything from their own kitchen.
That prison is rat infested.
Huh?
That prison is rat infested, man. You hear what I say? The sewer system, I don't know if it's fixed since I left, but my brother, that is chaos. You understand what I'm saying? All right, you go and exercise in the yard for 15 minutes. Either you use the phone or you go bed. Which one you can do? You can use the phone or you can go bed. No space. No space. All up there was agony when I was there. I don't know what they're doing now.
Pain.
My friend.
Suffering.
Why you think niggas is come out doing the same? And most of the crime is happen from in the boys' school, to prison, they bring it to the streets. Because why? Fellas don't have nothing to do.
Y'all listening?
Make enemies. Just
In
call
prison.
it a nigga. Boy, look,
Yeah.
yo, that's not the next, but road time.
When I see you on the road,
Barr. Twice one is
I
two.
kid your brother. No,
Bar-
I hear you do that now. Yeah, watch when you hit the road. That's what's going on, people.
And you got people spending little 4 or 5 years waiting trial.
On what? Murder?
Oh, anything
robbery?
Anything you spend long waiting trial time for.
So you trying to say we are backlogging?
That's where the backlog come from.
Too much crime.
And you don't see what happened. They train the officers to be brutal. They train them to be educational. The educational teacher up in the prison right now don't make no sense.
No sense.
That lady don't make no sense. She come up there and she get that same little small mindset and snacks in the prison.
She making money.
What you doing?
Y'all listening?
Huh? Where you selling snacks to? Huh? Unacceptable. All right?
Wow. Wow.
So-
Y'all hearing what happened in your country now? You see, this guy right now, he's like the prime minister because he's telling you all the stuff what's going on in the country. I hope at the end of the day, someone out there will take his number and see how you could probably assist him in any type of way because he's doing a tremendous job, and like he said, he is looking for work. He can't find work.
I get my papers to the Bahamas. I mean, radio shit the other day. But the place the point. Boy, when that man see my record, you know what the police tell me when I go off my record? You know what the police tell me when I go off my record?
What?
He say, young man, let me tell you something. Some crime is, some crime
You gotta
is
think.
not rehabilitative. That's what he tell me. The man was giving the police record. Some crime cannot be rehabilitated. That's what he told me. right? Now, I'm not worrying about the crime.
No, you want a chance.
You know, I talk with me.
Yeah.
Don't worry about worry with me.
You as an individual, the crime
Once
doesn't
upon
matter.
a time, I will never come for no
Yeah,
police record
yes,
nowhere.
yeah.
I could go sell drugs.
Yeah.
I could go rob. I could do these things. I could do that. I could chip people to do that, but I
Yeah.
refuse to do it. I thank God for my good woman,
Wow.
Leslyn.
That's it.
You understand what I'm saying? Just the other day, man, listen to me. I had nothing.
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 So you come out and you want nothing.
Nothing.
So when you come out, how you feel?
If I had to jump on the jitney, I'd have make create a crime because I couldn't pay the bus driver. I couldn't pay the bus driver, brother. That's a crime.
How you felt coming out and see the whole thing change? Nothing. All your friends going.
Nothing. I had to build myself. I go and live with my uncle. Right? I went and live with my uncle. And thank God for people like there's a little security firm, a guy, DPA. I know the guy from the boys' school, Capron. You know, he was a supervisor.
Okay.
And him and Quincy Pratt came together. We came from the boys' school and said, man, give Chris a chance. And they gave me a chance. And the job didn't last that long. And then from there, I give kudos, I give props to Goalie too. Goalie used to give me, you know, Goalie's down my fish fry.
Yeah, that's
the
good.
guy give me a chance too.
Yeah.
You understand? To make a little thing.
Yeah.
You understand? Without looking at my fault
Yeah.
and say record.
Yes. Yeah.
You understand? And when people see me there working, you know, people use what else you got around you. You understand what I'm saying? So when I see it like that, I say, you know, Chris, try see if you could get one little small business license so you don't be in nobody way. And it's still a pull. You know what happened? I went to Inland in the back of Burger King off Carmichael Road, okay? And I pay my, I go on there, going through the right procedures. Then I go on there, they send me to Roads and Park. When I reach the Roads and Park, the lady charged me $50. I paid the $50, get the documents and everything. She sent me back. Boy, when I look, woman, I go on back for my things, the woman tell me, say, man, they say right. I said, what you mean they say right? I said, but the lady, she said, I saw where you pay your $50, but the doctor, I said, well, what happened? She said, it's too high for my pay grade. I said, what you mean too high for your pay grade? I said, where the lady would deal with me? Well, she gone on oh, Lord. But it's kong solid pepper.
Oh, Chris.
Listen to me, this kong salad getting pepper.
You want to take a call? You don't have to take a call.
brother.
You
Yeah,
want to
you
take a
can
call?
take a call, yeah.
Okay. Caller, you're on Inside in the City on Garden Radio.
Hey, good day, Scrooge.
Good night. Sorry.
Good night, and good night to your listeners. Mr. Butler.
Hey, buddy.
All right, so, Mr. Butler, how long ago it was you say you been up there, and how old you is, if it ain't sound too questionable or insulting, but that's a familiar name. Have you heard other people name the same thing? Christopher Butler might have been up there before.
No,
Never met no one else. I had someone who I didn't know they dead now.
Oh, well, that one, you're talking about that one, Ephraim, don't say that, Ephraim, Soldier Road area, or...
Yes, now, so we'll
I
call
know,
him
so,
Turbot.
yeah, I know, me
Chrissy,
that.
we used to call him Chrissy for short.
Well, they used to call me Chrissy, too.
Okay,
That's
okay,
my
Chrissy, listen,
brother.
I wanted to find out from you. So you familiar? You I hear you call a lot of names. I hear them names before from my brothers and stuff. You familiar with Fred Smith?
Yeah, man, Fred Smith was the director of the prison.
Good man.
Well, to me, I mean...
Well, you wasn't short on speaking on nobody, but I mean, out here, I know him. I mean, I think he's still alive. I know him as a good person. He always used to talk to us.
Let me tell you what kind of person he was.
He used to talk to us on the blocks. Tell us how to don't get in trouble and stuff.
And let me tell you how he was.
Yeah.
Fred Smith, they used to call him Master up there.
Yeah, I hear
They used
that.
to call him Master. He was a director when directorship was scarce.
Yeah.
Right? And to me, Fred Smith did what he had to do. I never had a problem with him. I never saw him beat up nobody. And under Fred Smith, guy watch the rehabilitative stuff used to go on. So I don't find no faults in Fred Smith. Nice, clean man in Irie. Never had no fault with him.
Yeah, Fred Smith. Mr. Smith was cool.
I never had
think
no
he's
problem.
still alive. Listen, so you was talking. Tell me something. I want to say these couple of things, and if you could, maybe write it down and you could answer. Like hang up and listen
Okay.
to someone else's chance to call. What I understand is from the COVID was around, they stopped letting people come up there to see people. They get this video thing now, no visitation. I don't know if it changed yet. Then I understand the food thing. The food thing, like maybe you might say, well, around the world, the real prison, them, you don't get to carry your people no food, so we can't worry about once a month or what we could have do before, right? The next thing, they get something where they selling food up there. When you talk to when you understand when these people come out, they say how expensive it is and how unright, and you're forced to do so. You can, like when I say do to buy it, either take it or leave it or whatsoever.
Yeah,
right?
buy it on you, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, how you talk about the Rotten Fest and stuff like that. I hear a lot of stories about the F Block. I know, but
Yeah, man, of course, that's still alive.
yeah, I hear the minister them and people talk about the Smith, the Don Clare man. How he trying to make the place?
Yeah, he
better.
trying to do,
Now
yes.
the only problem, not problem, but the only challenge where people couldn't, was trying to wrap their head around. They say 90 million. You talk about Rotten Fested, so we do need a new prison. You agree with a new prison?
Of course.
You think 90 million is too much? I hang up and listen. Thanks.
90 million is a little bit of money.
To compare what they're spending to this investment, 827 million, we need to invest. We need to invest in our country and people.
See, what happened is, let me answer this question.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. The food thing came up under a lady named Miss Green Slade. They move her now. I think she's the superintendent of girls and industrial school. You understand her? Very spicy woman, right? Now, what happened is, what happened was, they overcharge you for them food, and inmates is cook them food. The inmates cook the food to sell, and them little old cake and thing, all right? And what happened in that, right, is the people, you don't see why you have to pay for something what for you.
That don't make no sense.
Why? It ain't nothing
It's
different.
a money thing. What they doing?
It ain't nothing different. Okay, if you sell me a plate of food, you selling me my food. The same food what they pay, what they order from the government, right? Because my uncle was the finance officer at the time, Kendall Johnson. You understand? They run him out of prison. You understand what I said? Now, what happened is, what they do, when they order, right, they order the grocery, and they say the same food they're supposed to give you, they sell you. The cigarettes, back in the day, they said the government spent $250,000 annually on cigarettes for inmates, right? That was the inmates' pay.
Hold on. This coming from a guy. You couldn't read and write. And you look how intelligent you is, man. You got it, man. Your ability to change your mindset. You want to do better.
My point exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so now what happened is, all right, they stopped paying the inmates in the cigarette because, okay, my uncle told me that you had a man by the name of Dollar. You ever heard about in Ferguson?
I didn't
Dollar.
know.
Very wicked man. Very, very wicked man. Niggas like, not niggas, gentlemen like him and Chief Gator, they push the prison underground.
It's about personalities, people.
Anytime you put Bohemians in charge of something, some of them is very spiteful. You understand what I say? So they take what was for you, right, and sell it back to you.
And this was going on now in the prison.
But when I was there,
And you came out.
I came out in 2020.
So that's not too far back.
Not too far. You understand what I said? And let me tell you something. What I discovered, right? And see, anytime as a man, always be a man. You understand? In any situation you be in, be a man. You see? And I had this thing of telling officers, man, that ain't right, man. That's wrong. What you hitting him for? Huh? That ain't right. And they'll be like, just in your business. Stay out of this. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's bad.
Who's protecting the inmates from this brutality?
Let me tell you something. Who could protect the inmate from brutality in the hospital? You come out the cell. You come out. Them scary niggas inside there. They can run out and leave you there.
So this was going on now. Abuse going on up there right now, and there's no one protecting inmates.
They can't protect them.
No stopping balance in check where you could go report.
No. And the thing is this, right? The thing is like this. Sad to say. The majority of inmates, parents don't come see them.
Huh?
The majority of inmates, parents do not come see them.
Yeah, bombers, we do.
You hear what I said?
You all hear this? So, prepare for 100 murders for the next 50 years in the country.
The guys, them on the road, they plotting and in prison, they say, boy, what? I ain't got no love. You ever hear them say, boy, I ain't got no love for nobody, boy. You know, one into me and I into no one, boy. if you don't rehabilitate them gentlemen from the boys' school before they reach prison.
So what the police could do with them when they come on the road?
Well, the police is their friend. You understand what I say?
Huh?
Tell me something, Scoochie. Listen to me good. All right. I's a big muck-a-muck. Jail. And I ain't getting to jail. What you think?
You got to be working with
Come
somebody
on,
trying
man.
protecting you.
Everyone around me in jail.
Jail, and you out.
And I out.
Yeah, you protected.
Come on, man.
All right. Y'all listening? Y'all listening?
So my
Y'all
thing
listening, bombers?
My thing to the youths them is don't let nobody eat your brain. Because when you go to jail, they ain't gonna come see you.
So what happened to your friends when you first going to jail?
Well,
Your boy who you do whatever you did with. What happened to them?
I see
Didn't
one
they
of-
say when you was best friend and friends and all of these friends and I ain't gonna ever go against you and we could talk it out? Go ahead, tell.
You don't see them.
Huh?
You don't see them.
Hey man, y'all school.
No, but you don't see them because at the end of the day, how a break nigga can come see you? And the man looking for him. The man looking for him, man. And guess what? Some of those guys up there don't mind them talk, but some of those gangsters up there is protect one another, bro. Because they don't have nobody else. All they have is themselves.
So we call it liking man. Means not liking man. This means this my boy. I care for him because he care for me. I have no family members coming to see me. Like how you said,
Send
you
him
was up there
little
12
blight.
years.
Yeah.
You was up there 12 years. And no one comes see you. So now you get someone sending you something up there. So if anyone mess around, if that guy in prison is not rehabilitating, someone mess around.
Get
with him,
tightened up, man. You getting tightened up, man. You get tightened up, man. Tight right up, man. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the reality of life. You can't sugarcoat it, okay? And my thing is this, right? The guy asked me with the rats. How could you get rid of 50 years of rats? The rats got a kingdom under the prison.
Well, my good friend, Mr. Thompson, Sean, Mr. Thompson, he always talk about the 53 years or the 54 years of the government doing nothing. And Mr. Thompson is for you. You had a guy say 50 years of rot. So Mr. Thompson usually just... Oh, that's so much rot up there?
You hear what I say?
So what kind of sickness up there?
You hear what I say?
So what going on?
See, and what happened is, right, people just want to help. You have people want to help and want to lend a hand, and it's a red tape.
It's a red tape.
It's a red tape. You understand? It's a red tape. Plenty of people just want to help. Certain churches, you know something? What was so profound, and I'll tell this guy this in his face. This public knowledge. One time, you know, as a songwriter, I wrote songs I learned to write.
In prison.
When I learned to read and write, I wrote songs. And they used to bring me out to prison to sing the songs in church.
Wow.
The last song I sing in church was "The Devil Is a Liar" in my Church, Carmichael Road.
Stop that, man.
Yeah, that's my song.
The devil's a liar.
The devil. If Bishop Roll get that, he'll wind up himself like a top on that.
Not large ruler.
Oh Jesus, I can't give him that. I can't give him that. You see where I coming from?
Yeah.
So, and what happened is, right? I try my best to be productive and to disrespect no man.
Yeah.
Right? But one time I wrote a song and I sing it. And a gentleman by the name of Keith Roll, you know Keith Roll?
Name sound familiar.
Keith Roll is a pastor in Anglican. He have a church in Anglican. He's a church on Saturday.
I think
so
I heard him before.
He came to the prison one time, you know, and I was in the choir, joined the choir, because now, remember now, a man of my caliber say join the choir. He said, boy, you know, a bunch of sissy niggas in the choir, right? I was like, okay. They did us their business.
Yeah.
Sissy niggas everywhere, you know.
Yeah,
So I said, okay. I go and join the choir and let them give them what I had to offer, you know, sing my original songs. And the guy was so impressed by us. He said, how much people in this church? Inside the little chapel church? $8,000. Right? It added up about $8,000 how much men was in church. So he said, I give each one of you all $150. Boy, listen to me. One chaplain, one fellow, one assistant chaplain, I'm a Miller. Man, this man be looking for our money. Man, all of a sudden, Miller ain't get the strength together. He said, well, Miller, that little thing, what the pastor give you for me? Well, what happened, I is the recipient of this money, and just going towards teapots and other
Teapots ready for Look at trying to deny y'all you did some, you all did something great. Now you all getting rewarded, and the person who's supposed to receive it and give you all a bit of kind heart to help you all rehabilitate, he put it in his pocket, boy. So.
Well, the pastor tell him, when we tell the pastor about that, boy, we put him before the tribunal for that, man. He said, look here, the pastor tell him if you don't bring that money, he'll make jail.
You want to take one more call?
Yeah.
Okay, caller, you're on Inside in the City. Good night. You there?
Hello?
Good night, go ahead.
Hey, Scrooge.
Hey.
Scrooge.
Hey, listening.
Yeah, sorry, Scrooge. I was talking about the visitation part too.
Okay.
The visitation part.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
how you
Oh, yeah, sorry, brother. Let me get that to you. Let me get that to you.
That important. One more thing. Hey, it's in your voice, right? Most McKinsey them get that voice like that. Right? I want to say I want to hear the devil. When you see my boy get spin like a top, right?
Hey, you can get on too, man.
But look, come on, give us a little something.
Let me give you this one. I can give you this one right here. This one name.
Listen, tell us if it's important for them to get their visit on time from people, because you were talking about no one is coming visit.
Yeah.
I don't think they're allowing people to come see nobody. And I
No,
listen.
that's bad. See, because look, here's it now. They use the coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
For you don't see your family no more. The corona gone. Why the visit ain't open? They like it like that.
Because they can do what they want in prison.
No, the officers is lazy and lousy. They don't like work. They come to sleep and eat all the prisoner food. The man around me for 2 eggs, man. I said, brother, I can't give you the egg. These for the inmates.
Uh-huh.
You understand? Nigga get mad with me. And I see him on the road. He's still mad with me. For 2 eggs. For two government eggs, man. I didn't get mad at me for 2 of the government eggs. Huh? You think I lied? I tell you the truth. So what happened is, Scoochie, no, see, if you put me in charge of something, I'm in charge. You can't get it.
Good.
Don't put the meat in your pocket. All right? So now what happened is, with the visitation, that's an easy fix. I tell you, the old God had it right. Back in the day, you had the officers, you could come up there and bring your loved one, whatever they wanted. You understand what I said?
Yeah.
But now they use the psych where they say, oh, there's traffic in the food. So your job is to make sure they don't traffic in the food. Don't take it away from them.
Just search it.
Independence, they used to let someone go. They don't let nobody go no more. Independence and Christmas, they used to let people go. That was the custom.
Yeah, that was custom.
They never do it no more. You understand? They take that away from people. You feel, Michael? So how a guy can want just say, okay, have some kind of hope that one day he'll be free? What you want to do to him? Kill him? You understand where I'm coming from? So when the guy say but the visit, somebody needs Mr. Monroe or whoever in charge, they just step up and say, man, let them people see their jury, man. Because they can beat you 3/4 to death and no one know you beat up because you on the TV.
A lot of that goes on in prison.
Yeah, man.
Starving. Oh, no.
Listen to what I'm trying to show you, right? So at the end of it, that's the easy fix. Mr. Clare, open up the family. Simple. Miss Murray, get them a blind. Let the people see their family. Simple. You understand? Those officers up there lazy, man. All you have to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4. They take inventory every day. So I out your stock. See you later. Thank God for freedom. You understand what I'm saying? If you're looking for me, hold your breath. I pray you're still alive. so
we can take this next call. You got a lot of people calling in. You know, you're doing a wonderful job. You're representing. You're letting us know things that happen inside the prison, how we could correct them. You're sharing the fault in the laziness of the prison officers. You're sharing the good side. The good side, you're sharing the bad side, but you're also talking about the good of the superintendent.
Yeah, man.
You're talking good about individuals who is impactful in your life. You know what I mean? And you're sharing it in due respect.
Yeah, man. Respect.
And you're upfront and how you're criticizing those who ain't doing a good job. They shouldn't be in the position.
And they should be criticized.
And they should be
if
criticized.
I can't criticize you, right?
Yes.
Who you think you is?
You're
you
right.
want to criticize people and you want to criticize the man, give you a job to do it to the best of your ability. Don't lie in the front of the man, acting like you're doing. When the people come around and bunch of them walking around and you know you're lying.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah, we're gonna take man. You got the phone line lighting up, so they just want to hear you. Go ahead, call it. You're on Inside in the City on Guardian Radio.
Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Scrooge.
Hey, good night.
Sparky here.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I got hardly hear you, man. Your words coming in louder, but I I on Howard Road by the bowling alley headed east now.
Okay.
Stuart, you know, I always give the old story.
Well, you know, we can't have your story too long, Chip, because we have a guest. So I can't hear a story this about him. This is more important than anything. What he have to say is more important than any story right now. Go ahead, but I can let you have a couple of minutes. Go ahead.
No doubt.
Okay.
The person I driving around with right now, headed east, their daddy was in charge of the prison and retired in 1975.
Oh.
So this person know about the prison because you know Scrooge, you was a kid to me, and your guest is a kid to me.
Okay.
But I remember when I was growing up ahead of you in the valley, when I came out of the government high and I got introduced to the block. When I started working, I was always home and school, but I never hung on the block. So now that I was a man now away from school and I out working, I started to hang on the block. And guess what I get introduced to? Drinking, Henneken, and doggone smoking cigarettes. Then I got introduced to smoking herb. Then I got introduced to warm push herb. Now I start pushing herb. I hear the police looking for me. As a young boy, now the police looking for me, and I don't want to make my family shame, so I scared as a bat. And then I hear about prison, and the horrors of prison. I don't want to go there. I don't want the police to catch me. And let me tell you something, Scrooge. You think you was around with some bad policemen. You should have been around people like Fierce and Knox and Crawley and them when they was around. But let me tell you something, Scrooge. What happened to me one night?
You got to speed it up. You got to speed it up here. I gotta get my gas on. You got to speed it up.
Yeah, what happened one night is a whole slew of police cars come on the blocks where we was standing. We wasn't even smoking. They grab all us and carry us down the bank lane. I sitting on the green bench. Crawley look at me and said, "Boy, what your name is?" I say, "Fountain, sir." "Who your pa name is?" I say, "Jane Fountain, sir." He said, "Boy, let me tell you something. You sit with these bad boys, you better get downstairs and run over set. I never run so fast in my life because I was scared to go to prison. And I stopped smoking right away. Have a good day.
Thank you. Sometimes, you know, people want to give their expression, but sometimes it don't be time for them to talk. Because we talk. I mean, I understand you, but we're talking about something that is very important. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people that is going through the system. That pain and affecting us. You know, so you know this is more like for you and for those out there who listen and understand what the message is we're trying to send. In order for us to have a safer Bahamas.
Thank you very much.
For everybody, because that little prison up there, that is one of the biggest problems to the safety
of everybody.
Of everyone in every country.
That's right.
That has not put the resources in the right place to slow down the intake of prisoners coming to prison.
Let me tell you something, Scoochie. What I realize is this. We live in a community. People talk about raga night. You hear them at the raga night and this night and that night, but they're not discussing the social ills.
That's right.
We have to deal with the social ills where you have young girls having babies, babies having babies. Mothers them so caught up in gambling that they live in the number house and they don't care about their kids. You know, we understand that it's a disease that's traveling in every sector, country, okay? And then my thing is this.
You need to go be a politician, you know.
How could you, right, can tell me you don't know where a 12 or 13, 14-year-old boy is? How you could tell me you don't know where your 14-year-old daughter is?
You ain't paying no attention.
No, because no one pays no attention to you. People treat people like how people treat them.
That's a cycle we're going
It's
through.
a cycle.
That we're going
so
through.
at the end of the day, when we look at life from a bright perspective, we dump people, we disrespect people, and we can... Scoochie, I regret the day I ever make prison because it's a rocky road in my life right now.
Come in now, caller. Go ahead.
Everywhere I go is a red tape. And I don't have no regrets, you know, because at the end of the day, I say, Lord, this was a chapter in my life.
You had to go through.
Jesus been to jail.
Yeah.
You hear what I
Yeah,
say?
Jesus did been to jail.
Jesus been to jail.
John the Baptist been to jail.
Been to
All
prison.
the prophets probably been to jail.
So at the end of the
Because
day,
they speaking the truth.
my point exactly.
And they were
So-
persecuted by the same system that we adopted. And
and
we
if you-
treating one another bad at the prison. We got prison officers who are behaving, treating the prisoners and inmates who are behaving.
And you know how much prison officers I encourage?
Yeah.
When they come there, I say, boy, let me tell you something, Come here to do your job. Don't come to beat up on nobody, children. Because you got to go home. You understand? Don't follow him. Be
What happened when you-
yourself. And they understood me.
So you're telling them, say, you beat these guys up, what is going to happen when these guys see you
Niggas
on the
can
screen?
pop them down on the road.
What do you mean pop them down? What? What do you
Kill
mean
them,
pop? You
man.
mean
They
grab
will
the
kill
popsicle?
them.
Or the popsicle? The
They
pop?
will kill them. Because let me tell you something. Ain't nothing like when someone take advantage of you.
And you're hard for them.
See you advantage. See, and be careful taking advantage of
Tell
people.
the people this happen.
You
See, that's what he's trying
understand?
to tell you.
Don't take advantage of people. Hotel up there. Do they think they want to live? No.
What up there?
No. If you put a pig in a clean pen, he will turn it into a hog pen. But if you put an animal into a dirty place and you teach him how to clean it, it'll be beautiful.
Good point. We're going to take this last call.
Alright.
Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside in the City. If you're still there.
Hey, good evening, Scrooge. Good evening,
Hey,
Scrooge.
good night, good night, good night.
Yes, man. Good show,
Yes.
good show, brother. Good show, man. I want to say to the gentleman, sometimes in life, we have a rough time because we got to come back and see what the problem is. Like, we have to experience it for ourselves so we could know what the problem is. He who feels it knows it. That kind of way. So, listening to you talk and how Scrooge just tell you just now that you should be a politician or whatever. Not necessarily a politician, my brother, but someone in society who
Yes.
who was about trying to make the correction. You know what I mean? Because like you was talking about, we don't have nothing in our society that seems to be working toward trying to correct the social ills that we've fallen into deeper and deeper every day. The kind of way ain't nothing around trying to fix the problems. Like everything is letting it loose. And and the thing about it too is that, brother man, hey, I enjoy listening to you, but especially that story. But how you say you find your brother on the beach. Like, buddy, hey, you had a serious life in them, brother.
God is good, man.
You know what I mean? Very
man.
interesting life, my brother. That
Respect,
was
brother.
listening to that was, and especially like you say when you took your brother home, you didn't want to leave.
He didn't leave.
Hey, that's a lot right there, boy. That's a lot, brother. But the thing about it too is how you were saying that the individuals at the prison take resources that were meant to be free to you all and sell it to you all. That's a serious thing, brother.
He does it every day.
And that's
You
going
see,
on
like-
now
like
as well.
Things like that, right? In the society, man, we shouldn't allow people to take advantage of the system like that because see, that ain't what they're getting paid to do. You understand?
That's
not
right.
what they're getting paid to do. And I know you're talking about the lady. I think you said something about the education or the reform wife, and she come down there and all she about is making a $1 for herself. We need to get this society
Selling
of
snacks.
everything. It's about the money, that kind of way, and be so all about this money that when we see opportunities that could our brothers and sisters, right, but it profits us, we see it as a chance to make money. We say that's God working, that kind of way, even if it hurts our brothers and sisters. But the main thing I really call for my brothers because I've been wondering for years and years and years, right, when I heard how much money that they claim the government spends on each prisoner annually, right? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they spend like $20,000 to house.
You're
a
correct.
prisoner.
You're correct.
You know that kind of.
You're correct.
And I've been asking, like, from time to time, I ask people, and I bring up, but I don't really hear anyone address it, right? I said to myself, $20,000 a year is more than what some people is make out here
In a year.
who take care of their family. You understand? I come from, and I trying to figure out what in the world could the government be supplying the prisoners with. I wouldn't mind if that $20,000 was being spent on them to take care and rehabilitate the brothers in the best possible way, and they eating the best possible food and sleeping in the best possible bed and the best possible housing. I wouldn't mind that. You understand? But from what I understand and from the stories I've heard, ain't nowhere in the world $20,000 could be being spent on a prisoner. Considering the conditions that they live in, especially when 4, 5, 6 of them living in one cell or whatever the case may be. So what is that money being spent on? Who is making that money? Like, where is that money being spent? Like I'm trying to figure out how is that money being spent so that it comes out to more than $20,000 a year or whatever to house a prisoner, because that is absolutely ridiculous. And that could be, and if somebody else is profiting from this, right?
then that could be a reason, like how you was talking earlier, why they don't want to send the old fellas home. You know that kind of
My point exactly.
Go ahead,
because they need maximum people in there to make the maximum money from the people. You know that kind of way. And I mean, and that's sick too. Because listen, we need to get off the society where everything is for profit. And how you was talking earlier, my brother, about how crime pays so many people, but that was a very deep thing. But I mean, we always used to say that in society, right? But how you really see it in different kind of way too. You see,
Respect, brother.
And they having talks now about. I hear like about privatizing the prison system. So I mean, if you privatize the prison system and create this prison industry complex, right? Then what is that going to do? That is going to incentivize whoever runs the prison to keep the prison full. You know that kind of way. So if you all think we're not having proper rehabilitation and stuff now, prevention and different things, listen, we ain't gonna have them things no more. All we have around is things in society that encourage people to go to prison.
Before you hang up, I don't want you to hang up. I want to say something to you. You got a very interesting life, my brother, full of experience. Respect.
And he who feels it knows that experience is the best teacher. And listening to you, brother, you could be a positive influence in the society, brother. And you don't have to be no MP and don't mind what people say to you about your power, whatever the case may be, brother. You have lived a life, brother, where you have ultimate knowledge and inner knowledge and inner awakenings of things that we need to know about and we need to change, brother, and together we could fix this thing. I like how you into that original music too, because I make original music. It's a good show, Scrooge. It's a good Scrooge. And brother, I don't know if you learn to play an instrument yet, but I teach myself to play a guitar. So if you get free time, brother.
But
look here, hey, good show, peace and love, man, brother, and much respect, even like I say, brother, man, be a tool in the society, brother, for to make a difference, all right?
Yes,
and kind of way,
respect.
Hey, good show, man, Scrooge, man.
Scrooge.
I here to serve the general public. You know, I want to make things better for our country, and we have to bring the persons with their experience and the stories and so that we can be able to change what's going on. And we want the inside stuff, you know. We want to know what's going on inside the prison. That's what the show is for, because we want to change the country. There are things go on in the prison that goes on, and we kept in the dark. People get hurt, people get killed, people get robbed. And this is affecting us so much, but they are hiding it.
They didn't bring it to.
And they're not bringing it back.
The gentleman say just now that one inmate is $20,000.
Yeah, $20,000.
Let me tell you, that's a lie. Let me be the first to tell you. I used to work in the kitchen. All right? Here was the prisoners do. The prisoners cook. If they cook,
go ahead.
If they cook an oatmeal, they cook oatmeal for the whole population, and they want to use all oatmeal, cream of wheat, and grits. And if they cook grits, that grits for the whole people. They don't give nobody nothing different. They give you nothing different. So how if I get in a bowl of oats every day with 2 slices of bread? That's how they feed you. They feed you twice a day now. Okay? They give you the oats in the morning with a slice of bread. And they give you food, like white rice is the order they do, with maybe corned beef or what they put on that. And 2 slices of bread. That's your meal. Jail closed. Where the $20,000 is.
This what's going on?
That's how they feed you. They don't feed you no better, no worse. Everyone is eat the same thing. Everyone is eat the same thing.
No apples, no
apple and orange milk. No juice, no Kool-Aid. They don't even give you Kool-Aid no more when I was there. You hear what I say? So that's a lie. I hate to see people tell lies. Tell the truth.
So is the financial director have the scheme, but they add up all this?
No, that's a lie. See, but listen to me.
No, what I mean is this. They're saying it's $20,000 for each inmate.
I know
which on paper it is, but they in there, they break that down.
One big pot. They have 2 boilers. They boil and they send that out.
Oh, so
no salt.
So they depriving the prison actually is not honest.
And then some of the officers bring in their bowl. You know what I'm saying? You run, tell them, man, this ain't for you.
And they cook, and you also, and I also did a little plan where I know in the kitchen they cook for certain officers
special
as well. Special for certain prison officers get special.
Special, man.
Special. I told them with the best set of food, people.
See, listen to this too. Watch this, right? Okay. All right. You can tell me, right, that, watch this, under the old guard, right? Under the old guard, those guys treat you like human because they have a piggery, you know. You know they have a piggery?
Yeah.
They have a garden. They could grow their own stuff. As a matter of fact, they had 2 gardens. Guess what they do with it? Under Mr. Wright, you have a man, Superintendent Wright. You know what that man do in the back there?
What do you do?
This is my friend, man. Right, if you're listening, you was my brethren, but you did wrong. What Wright do? Wright had one operation running in the back there with lawn trees.
Huh?
Right? And the big field, they say they built one field. Man, they put one fence up and that cost almost all kind of money. They even don't use it. You hear me? There was nothing going on up there.
Man, these guys need to get out, man. I mean,
Right? See, and at the end of the day, plenty people, brown boy, because I can tell you the truth.
Yeah.
You understand what I said? You got to change. Change your style of living. The government give you something to handle. Handle it with cautious and care. The other day I went to a seminar to the Boys and Justice School. And to see where I come from, to see me, the little guy sitting where I used to sit.
That's you. That's why I always tell people it's a recycling.
And I tell them guys, I said, listen, let me tell you, they play and I say, brethren, let me tell you something. You, move from there. You, go over there. You, sit there. I said, let me tell you all something. People come out their bed to come and spend some good time with y'all and enrich y'all. And y'all playing, don't play with me. Because I ain't getting in nothing if it ain't making no sense. I like it to make it make sense. Make it make sense to me and we can move forward. Don't play. There's no time to play. People's life is at risk.
So what you say to the country's leaders, knowing that you just gave some information that's going on that's affecting the country at large? What would you say to the leaders of the country?
Well, my point to the leader of the country, whoever in those areas, is to go stop, check, and review everything. You give these guys these jobs as the head to work, check on them. Don't just put them there. Check on them to see if they're doing their job. Because they can make you look bad. Oh, wait, the prime ministers don't know nothing what these guys dealing with, They make their own little deals.
That's going on behind closed doors.
But the prime minister can get the blame.
Yes.
So as the prime minister, you stop, check, and review these guys. Don't your friend there, not your friend. You in charge of them. Make sure they do their job.
And then you can change the country.
And you can change
Slowly
the country.
change the country.
Because if you take your child as your friend, he gonna have no manners for you.
Yes, that's right.
I tell you, me and you ain't no friend.
Yes.
I's your pa.
Yeah.
So at the head, he tell them, look here, y'all don't make me look bad. You hear? Don't make me look bad. You put the man in charge of the person, make sure you do your job. You put him in charge of the place with what they call it? Where you get assistant? What it is?
Huh?
Where you get the assistant from?
The assistants? You mean like...
When you need help.
Oh,
Right here, the probation place. What they call it?
oh, shoot, man. But anyway.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about, right? All right. If you put these people in these areas, you make sure they do their job. Because the Bible say everything must be done in decency and in order. You know what I say? In order. And if it's out of order, you can get blamed.
That's what happened. That's what happened to the former commissioner of police. That's what happened to the commodore of the defense
Not
force.
only that, that's what happened to my brethren. You want to see they run him?
Who that is?
My boy. The red man, the red hat man.
The red hat man?
Mr. Menace.
All right.
That unscrupulous man run my brethren, man. Menace is a good man.
You been done?
You are crazy. Come on, Eddie, no good man. Hey, the minute they get rid of him, they win the election. They stick him. They losers, man. The losers, man. The man rowing you out. Hey, when you speak in truth, this is what you do. Okay? The PLP is in charge of the country. Mm-hmm. At least spot out what good they do.
Yeah.
Not what all bad. Come on, be a man, man.
Yeah.
Say, well, at least I see them fixing this and I see them fixing that. It ain't all that bad.
Yeah.
Come together as a unit.
Not be like
Come
that.
together as a body.
Not be that little arrogant.
Come together and make a change. All right? Yeah. Come together for a betterment of the people, not yourself. Because you all live in your gated community where you all could sleep with your door open, walk around in their boxes. We can't do that in the ghetto.
No.
You got plenty of hungry dogs in the ghetto. All night in the room. What you want us to do? What you want me to do if I can't find nothing to do? I have a brother just come out of jail, Bradley.
I see him. Bradley Ellis.
You see Bradley Ellis walking the road like he crazy?
Yeah, he going crazy.
He ain't get no job. How you could put a man like that out there on the
And
road?
he dangerous.
And he monitoring Bradley.
And he trying to change.
Give Bradley a chance. Give Bradley a job. Get Bradley doing something. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let another wounded soldier die.
One of the latest murders going on with in the Carmichael of the young girl. That same young guy, Chris, who got charged for it, he is in the same position just that he came out of prison looking for work and find no work. And then, it is. Listen, people.
What his last name is?
I think it's
Christopher what, Forbes?
the young guy. He's with 30 something. You might know him.
How you, what his name, Chris?
Yeah.
And you won't get his last name?
No, I can't remember his last name.
Because I might have known him.
Yeah.
You see, so what
Come from Freeport.
Oh, no, that's a different. Oh, you mean the guy? Oh, I know him.
Yeah,
him.
you know
He
him.
was selling water out there by
Right.
Marshall Road.
Right.
No, but that guy was ever crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't rehabilitate him up there.
That's right. He was by the halfway house.
He was by the halfway.
Yes.
And you got several fellas by the halfway house. And the guys, them just watch these people floating around.
So, Chris, let me ask you this. I forget to ask you. How many mentally ill patients at the prison?
Well, F Block is the station for them guys. Right? Now, like you have plenty guys, them trip out smooth. I mean, you have some people them know how to clean themselves and take care, but you have some people trip out smooth. They still crazy. Right? And what happened is, it was a lock when I was there. It was a bunch of them to F Block. I don't know why. If a person hasn't seen, why you will have him in prison when silence is right there. It's like a buddy thing. Like you keep him there and just watch him die.
That's what's going on.
Yeah, when I was there, you understand? And
Lot of abuse and neglect going on.
You see, and
A lot of abuse and neglect
people
going on.
talk about jail, but you know where prison is? In your mind. When you lock up in your mind, you have a problem. The guy coming to the jail, but when you lock up in your mind in this free world, you have a problem because you don't want to see production. You don't want people to see people do good. How I could care rape, armed robbery, and murder for a job? Suppose the manager is a woman. The first thing she sees is rape. What? We can call you later. Never happen. Come on. Open doors. The government don't have nothing in place to give no inmates no job, And the private sector is not obligated to hire you because that name private. But you giving these bunch of contract to these guys, give the guys the contract with stipulations. Say, look here, boy.
If you're getting problems.
Anybody come out of jail, I can need you to help them. That's what I give you this contract for, not for you and your friend. You feel me now? If I give Scoochie a contract, I say, Scoochie, now, look here, I give you this. 1 or 2 people come out of jail, give them something to do. Because people ain't gonna hire them.
Yeah.
Give them something to do.
And help them improve.
And help them grow.
Improve.
Don't look down on them. Plenty of people look down on you in the prison. People have flaws. But Scoochie, let me tell you something. Nothing happens to you what is not destined to happen. That's a chapter in your life, and you have to be a testimony for that.
Give what your number, man. If anyone would like to talk with Chris and might want to assist him in his endeavors,
5580921.
That's Chris.
Yeah.
One more time. Because
5580921.
you might want him to come to a speaking seminar, could help him out. This could be a step in the next direction because he's very intelligent. He has the experience of what's going on in the country. He represents good. He represents all of us here tonight. He's telling the stuff that goes on in the prison that affects each and every one of us. Okay? And if we do not, that's you. See that ringing.
God is good.
We still on there though.
Hello?
Yeah, so like I said, we have to be able to assist any way we can. This information that was given today, I hope it didn't go with deaf ears. These are the things and circumstances that are affecting us as a country, and if we do not change the mindset, change the prison, where we have less individuals in the prison, and it must become a rehabilitation center where people are ready to come back in society, be able to start their own business, or be able to find some way of employment that the government or the private sector or the community itself provide. Other than that, we're going to be in serious, serious trouble in this country. You want to close out on the show?
See, yeah, and I wanna thank a pastor who look out for me, Mr. Dwight Ferguson.
Mr. Dwight Ferguson.
Mr. Dwight Ferguson, he used to be the pastor of Elizabeth Church. Giant of a man.
All right.
I still got the bed he buy me.
Wow.
When I came out of prison.
Wow.
I still got the fan.
Wow.
He bought me. And you don't understand what I'm saying? And I met him. That's Big One's son. You know, Big One, who's the man who used to own Big One on East Street, the shoe store.
Yes.
That's his son. His son is a bishop now.
Okay.
Forgy.
I met him. He's come by Lenan, Bahamas.
Nice gentleman.
Yeah, he come by Lenan, Bahamas.
Gentleman
Yes,
of
I know you're talking about.
If he have something, if there's little working things, he'll call me like, Chris, look here, man, can give me a hand. You understand? And I appreciate that. Persons were trying to push, like to, give you a blight. Because, boy, don't look at my past. Watch my presence, man.
Yeah, and it's not only him. It's not only Chris.
It's a barrage. It's a barrage of social.
Hundreds.
See, listen to me, Scooch. It's a barrage of social. Some people them can't reason. You understand what I'm saying? So they'll just go back into them old friends who can snake them. You realize, when they go on to one brother, and this brother start to talk something negative, and I already followed from him because I know the devil is a liar.
Yeah.
The guy say he want me give him a little thing, right? Watch this. When I say the devil is a liar, you say ain't no truth in him. You can handle that? That's awesome.
No truth in it.
That's
Okay, go
awesome.
ahead.
When I say the devil is a liar, you say ain't no truth in him.
No truth in him.
You can handle that?
I think I can handle it.
I say the devil is a liar, ain't no truth in him. The devil is a lie, ain't no truth. I say the devil is a liar,
Ain't no truth in him.
The devil is a liar,
Ain't no truth in him.
Cause he will promise you a house, he will promise you a car, he will give you everything, even make you a star, he will pop down your marriage, break up your happy home. When you check it out, son, or you living on your own, because the devil is a liar, ain't no truth. Yeah, that's right, sir.
That's a good song. Lord Taylor would love that, man. Lord Roll would love that, man. That's his kind of music. You did it just like him. Oh, man. That's awesome, man.
Respect.
Yeah, man. Chris, I want to thank you. You did the Bahamas well tonight. I want to thank Guardian Radio for giving the platform to bring individuals like yourself. Of course, what you said today was very important. It was very brave. You talk about the conditions. You talk about individuals and their personality. You talk about the rights and the wrong about it. What's going on in the prison. You also talk about your personal life. So I just want to continue to encourage you.
Respect.
And again, I said it was a wonderful show tonight. I know all those who listen tonight had a very interesting time listening to the show. Like I said, inside the city, the show talks about real life, and we bring people with the most experience here on the show because we think that they bring something to the table. And again, Chris, Chris Butler. Man, it's remarkable to see the changes and stuff, man. You did an awesome job here tonight of educating. So I hope each and every one of you listening tonight, I hope you had your sons close to you, your daughters close to you, your family member listening tonight to see what's really going on in our country. This was going on in our prison. That is hell.
And the last but not least, is those of you who know I talking the truth, don't get mad with me. Because you know how I go. Don't get mad with me. I talk the truth and I will tell you the truth in your face. Don't care who you are.
I want to thank you again, Chris. I'm the host, Valentino Bryan, host of the talk show Inside the City that premieres every Friday at 6:30 to 8 p.m. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Elroy Bryce. And I hope to see you guys next week on Garden Radio 96.9 if God spares life. Thank you very much. Carlos, you did a wonderful job. And I'll see you next week on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Yes, sir. Bless.
Don't take no back talk, no bribe or no joke. If you find fire, you definitely find smoke. Dayton, bro. Boy, I from Dayton, bro.
Ah, my son, that boy, what happened? Huh? Straight to the main town, boy, from Dayton. What you doing to me?